Native Instruments is absolutely cooked. And no, this is not just some sort of clickbait statement I'm making. You may have heard of the Maschine before. There are 9 different versions of the Maschine, and it's also a software too. Now, I've been hearing rumblings of people complaining about the lack of updates. Now, on the surface, it's like, okay, you're not gonna be able to get to everyone with everything. But then you see that they've done a collaboration with Akai, providing the Play series to the Akai NPCs. That's a little weird. Why can't we get any updates over here? Then in the past, you also see they've merged with a bunch of companies, and you're like, that's a little weird. Waiter, updates here, please. The more you look into it, particularly the more I've looked into it this morning, and I'm actually blown away by some of these complaints. I've seen people complaining about basic things, such as not being able to select presets, loops, or samples in the Maschine software. Bugs, such as Contact 8 and not saving whatever patch they had in it. Totally bizarre shit. Now, they've recently put out a statement stating that they are going to do some updates, but it really feels like too little, too late. Then they also have Contact, Complete, a million other softwares. Now they also own Isotope and Brainworks, Plugin Alliance, all this stuff. When you start to think about it, you'll realize, oh, they've taken on way too much shit. They've spread themselves entirely too thin. And I think that's what the issue is at this point. I don't even own a Maschine, but I've been reading some of this stuff, and it's like absolutely as disgusting as it can get as far as business owners not providing support to customers. You know, when I first heard about it, I thought they were just complaining about, nothing. They got updates for the NPC. They got some stuff going for the NPC. What about us? At first you're like, oh, come on, like you'll get yours. But the more you look into it, you start reading some of these comments and these threads, and it's totally bizarre. First, though, let's check out the post addressing the lack of updates. So Chris introduces himself. He's the product lead for machine control and NKS hardware partnerships. There's a product lead for all 3 of these things. So he drove the ideation, development, and launched the Maschine Mark III, Micro Mark III, Maschine Plus, and the latest Control S-Series Mark III keyboards. Are you seeing a problem here yet? There is way too much hardware and not enough updates. Look at what the Ableton Push has done. They've only released 3, roughly around the same time frame. They've only released 3 versions. Meanwhile, Maschine has released 9 versions, plus other different types of hardware. Obviously, Ableton has released a few other things too, such as the APCs. My point is, I don't see 9 versions of the same piece of hardware floating around. They've spread themselves way too thin, and honestly, if you're a Maschine user, I personally think it's time to jump ship. You're never going to get the support that you really want from this company. They've spread themselves way too thin. Obviously, that's your choice to make, but if you are hoping for features that mean a lot to your workflow, you're going to be waiting a very, very long time. I'll be honest, you'll be lucky if you get those features before you are dead. Or maybe just focus on support on this instead of other ventures until they get this taken care of. Okay, now this guy oversees product management for both hardware and software development for Maschine and Control. So this one guy is doing all this stuff here. Definitely seems like a bit of a problem, in my opinion. This is not a job for one man. Just to make sure we're on the same page here, a product lead develops the product's vision and strategy. While it's possible this guy could partially be at fault here, I seriously doubt he is. Native Instruments basically set him up for failure, in my opinion. I know that when communication is sparse, it can feel like there are no developments on our favorite products. While we may not always post frequent updates, rest assured that development is ongoing and our team is working hard to improve and expand the products you love. Our goal is to provide transparency on what's coming in 2025, and we'll continue to update you each quarter. So they've heard about some of the complaints and they've released some updates they have planned. Maybe they had this in development for longer than this, because I'm assuming they didn't just handle this overnight. Maschine 3.1 quarter 1 release. Okay, so they've released user codes to beta in December. Since the launch of Maschine 3, they've introduced parallel plugin scanning for faster scanning/startup times. That seems like, compared to all the things people are complaining about, that seems like a complete nothing burger. Like, they might as well not even be doing that, in my opinion. So the user codes allows people to perform custom chords directly for Maschine Mark III and Maschine Plus in controller mode. Other Maschine hardware devices can use the new chords for playing, but are not able to create them via the hardware. This feature will officially launch within quarter 1 with Maschine 3.1. This next section is focused on the Maschine 2 software working with the Maschine Plus. So they say here they are taking into account feedback, focusing on stability and critical bug fixes. So the Maschine Plus came out in 2020. The Maschine 2 software came out in 2012. So this device that came out in 2020 can only use software from 2012. at least the Maschine software currently. That is a bit insane, at least to me. This update ensures Maschine 2 and Maschine Plus remain stable for those who prefer to stay on this version, while also preparing Maschine Plus for an upgrade to Maschine 3 in Q2. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why are you making so many different versions of the same hardware? If you're going to be releasing all these different versions of things, you need to have an increased staff that's able to handle it. It really seems like they have the staff to handle one or two different types of hardware. So they're planning on bringing Maschine 3 to Maschine Plus. The release for that is planned for Q2, and they're also exploring stim separation for standalone mode. So they're adding Contact 8 support and a highly requested bounce to audio feature. So they're going to come out with some native instrument effects in Q1 for the Maschine Plus. So a lot of this stuff is for the Maschine Plus here. So yeah, one thing that brought about a lot of these complaints were people seeing the Play series and expansion content for the MPC. Keep in mind, Akai makes the MPC. Native Instruments doesn't make the MPC. So they outsource this Play series content to the MPC instead of taking care of all these, features and updates, bug fixes, etc. So that's why people are generally pretty upset about this. So what they wrote here is this collaboration allows us to bring high quality sounds to more creators, but we want to reinforce our strong commitment to Maschine, which is, good, reinforce your strong commitment to the Maschine, but it's not really commitment when you're outsourcing a bunch of sounds to, other companies, because obviously you had to put in a lot of work and a lot of man hours to do that. That didn't just happen on its own. I don't think Akai did a majority of the work there. I'm sure that you guys had to do some work too. Like, let's be honest here. It's about money. It's about money at the end of the day. It is. And there's no money in creating features and bug fixes, but hey, where you're not getting money for, features and bug fixes on older products, you're going to lose those customers. And going forward, that's going to lead to less money. And also, you can't really repair a bad reputation as easily as you can create it. Yeah, they also state here that the Play Series MPC editions are not direct ports of the original Play Series. Oh, okay, so you mean it took a bunch of time and effort is what you're saying here. Time and effort that could have gone to something else. Gotcha. With Maschine 3 on Maschine Plus supporting Contact 8, plus the ability to bounce to audio for CPU efficiency, we're excited to bring a selection of full Contact instruments, including Play Series to Maschine Plus, exactly as it was designed. We look forward to sharing more in the coming months. It just feels like their priorities are completely out of whack. It's like money is a much bigger priority than, satisfying old customers. You got a lot of customers, man. You got to satisfy all those people. They're also bringing some improvements to the flagship Control S Series Mark III. Q1, they'll be adding accessibility features, on-device arpeggiator, and, all these features are coming in Q1. So they're collaborating with Akai, Korg, Nectar, M Audio, and Novation with more to come. What is wrong with these guys? Seriously, what is wrong with them? It's like they're trying to take over. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of bitching a little bit too much about this. It's kind of ridiculous, though. I don't know. And that's basically it as far as updates they have planned. Yeah, it's really underwhelming. Like I said, I don't even have a Maschine, but just seeing this, I'm glad I don't. People are saying they want aftertouch. They want to skip MIDI routing to make lock automation work. It seems like the Plus is getting love at the expense of Mark III users. There's no integration with Contact 8. Yeah, it's almost as if they're rushing these things out. It's almost as if they don't have enough people to be doing all this. Here, you want some advice here? From a guy with almost no employees here. Hire more employees, Native Instruments. What the fuck are you doing? And one thing worth considering here is the more you make people wait for something, the more the people will start to expect. So if you have them working on that thing that people are complaining about, and then you rush it, all of a sudden at the end, people are going to notice that. They're going to notice that, you haven't done very much. And then they're going to complain even more. There were a few comments I saw that were pretty funny. Not even really funny, but just brutally true, brutally honest. What a shame. A major company like Native Instruments. How many developers do you even have on staff? 1? 2? That might even be accurate, to be honest. That sounds kind of accurate. I don't know. It's definitely not more than 10 for, these devices. Like I said, it just seems like they're spread too thin. It feels bad for both Native Instruments users and Native Instruments employees. Amazing to think that I'd rather have a KK Mark II rather than a KK Mark III. Native Instruments management should be careful. It's long and difficult to build a reputation and a user base, but it's quick and easy to lose it. Yeah, he's spitting. Braz is spitting. Then they were also omitting information from the update here. So he mentioned here that the Complete Control is missing browser functionalities that have been highly requested and missing. So they're going to add that. And another thing that's interesting is they said it's really hard for them to plan more than 1 quarter ahead with committed development tasks, as we need to do feasibility analysis and effort estimation for everything that we want to work on before the next quarter begins. I've never even heard a company say this before, that they're having a hard time planning more than 1 quarter ahead. That's something I've never heard anybody say. Like I said, if you're a Maschine user, it might be time to hit the eject button. I don't know. I don't know, man. It seems like they're going quarterly here and just being like, oh my God, who's complaining the most? We got to fix that thing. We got to fix that thing. Oh, those guys, they can wait. They can wait another few quarters. Get our 2 developers on it. Stat. You know, like, it's rough, man. It's rough. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more to say about this. If you guys got some stuff to say about this, let me know down in the comments. Native Instruments is, they're kind of cooked, man. It seems pretty rough out here for a Maschine user. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. I post updates on this on music production news almost every single day. Been a little bit late on this one because I've been sick. I'm trying to hold back my vomit right now. I'll see you guys next time.